against these judgments against the concept of horizontal. APSC asked for Indians from various departments. But 077 was not within their knowledge. They acted as if these women reservations, these PPD reservations were vertical reservations. So according to the earlier pattern, they fixed those 2 points per percent. Those indents were sent to the APPSC, basing on which APPSC calculated the vacancies and indicated in the notification, which your lordships have already seen. That can be demonstrated from their material papers filed along with the counter. The material papers mirrored and the counter affidavits, they are not in consonance with one another. The counter affidavits ambiguously, they say they have followed 77, etc. But when it comes to the material papers, it's very clear that they have arrived at this vacancy position only basing on the intent sent by the departments, who have calculated the vacancies based on gross. And to make matters worse, they have also taken the inadequacy of the earlier years and they have calculated. That's what I demonstrate. Kindly see page 372 of this counter.
No, just note of the page numbers. Notes page numbers.
Page 366. The form of the APPSC. The post is junior accountant. This is part of the group.
What is this?
Page 372.
What is this page 366? Is one of the indents.
Yes.
Indent by which department and okay.
Page 368. There is a table, first table. Is about the carried forward vacancies. Earlier vacancies are carried forward. First vacancy, OC carried. Both the vacancies are OC carried. But basing on the roster point, the first vacancy is given to women. Roster point is indicated T, and in the handwriting it is said woman W, which is prohibited by law. They cannot there cannot be reservation for women for the earlier vacancies that are existing. The final level they'll have to see whether there is adequate representation is there or not. In the notification they cannot do it. Basing on this, they issued the wrong notification. Kindly see next page. Another post, page 370, second table. One post is actually allotted to SC.
Hey.
But they say post 2.87. Similar is 372. There is only one post. According to vertical reservation, it's BCA post. table in the middle. It is
Okay.
PCA post. Serial number 5. Finally, it is given to roster point 4 and within brackets women.
All right.
Kindly see 356. This is senior accountant post. It starts at 353. Finance department.
Could.
Page 355. The first table. There's a loan post, single post of BCC.
Huh.
But it is allotted to
Might.
and women. Similar is the case with
Abhinda.
several indents. I'm not referring to all of them. Paucity of time. Kindly see page 314.
తెలుగు చదువు
They have lost
తెలుగు
sight of the
చదువు
concept of authorization.
ఇట్లా ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి కూర్చో
314. The finance department writes to the APSC about these vacancies. For the same recruitment. Paragraph 3. The total number of notified vacancies are 23, which include 5 posts for women, 1 post for sports quota, and 1 post for person with benchmark disabilities. They can't arrive at this calculation at this juncture. Kindly see next paragraph. Below. Next paragraph, more explicit. The roster point for the 23 notified vacant posts of assistant section officer, finance department, will start from the roster point 22, SC woman, and end with roster point 44 OC. The side by the special seat check second. They have ignored the GO, ignored subordinate subordinates. Framed under 303. Several other instances, but kindly see page 112. That's from page 109. Fiscal commissioner grades post.
These indents, these material papers include indents by all departments, all 59. All departments indents are there here. The totality of posts should come to the Does it meet the notification vacancies? No, contention కాదు. Papers లో అన్నిటి ఉన్నాయా? Okay. I just wanted to see whether it covers the entire 800 odd posts.
Page 109. Post of principal commissioner. Administration. Kindly come to page 112. First table. There are 3 vacancies for OC. The 3 roster points are mentioned. 56, 57, 59 is allotted to
ఏ లెసన్
similarly in ST.
చదివేశారా? రెసిపీ బుక్ చదవండి.
Reservation, there is one post that is allotted to roster point 58 women. So in all the indents, one more indent type. APSC page 125. Specifically, 125 included horizontal reservations, women reservation. Mention page 125. The top. Horizontal reservation, women reservation. Kindly see in zone 2, last table. OC 1 post, it is given to women. PCD 1 post is given to women. All these are women reservations. One 45.
ఏనా? అన్నా? గేమ్స్ పెడతావా?
That's okay.
ఎక్కడైతే పెట్టినా
Will be there in most of these indents.
గ్రూప్ లకు సంబంధించి హీరింగ్ జరుగుతా ఉంది.
I'm
ఆ,
following
లైవ్
you.
వస్తుంది. కోర్టు కేసు హైకోర్టు సంబంధించి ఏదైనా
Basing on the APS system, they have fixed up
తీసుకోబోతే
post
రే
points.
గేమ్స్ గేమ్స్ పెడతారండి.
They have sent the intents. Basing on these intents, APSC arrived at the total number of posts to be reserved for the women, which
అసలు
is
ఏం
illegal.
జరుగుతుంది తెలుస్తుంది కదా, వాట్ ఇస్ వాట్.
That followed according to the notification.
మాకు roster issue.
So obviously,
మనకి 33%
the Daria judgment,
జిల్లాలో 100
was
పోస్టులు
violated.
దాంట్లో 80
The
పోస్టులు
other judgments followed are also pointed out.
తప్పు కదా. 80 పోస్టులు
Right.
47. We are of the view that as per Rajesh Kumar Daria case, Saurav Yadav case and Ram Naresh case, the mode of giving effect to the horizontal reservation must have been prepare a common merit list of the general category candidates, including the men and women candidates. Then to see first as to how many women candidates were selected for the 10th vacancies as per the merit list. If those 10 candidates did not include 4 women, then to that extent, they are short to number 4. The general category candidates from the bottom of the list of 10 deserve to be removed to that extent of shortfall and replacing them by the women candidates. Next in merit of the list beyond 10. In the present case, out of 10, there were already 3 women selected posts on their merit. They could not be ignored and taken out of the quota for reservation. So out of 4, 3 have already been selected. Just one woman was required to be selected to fill the special reservation quota. Horizontal. To bring in one woman candidate within 10, the last candidate at serial number 10 deserved to be removed and replaced by one candidate. The applicant was at serial number 9 of the combined merit list of men. So there would be no occasion not to select him within 10. What the Andhra Pradesh Public Service Commission did, that it selected all the 4 under the quota who were less meritorious than the applicant. in addition to the 3 which occupied that position within 10 on their own merit, and thus calculated that there are 6 posts, excluding 4 reserved and applicant being at serial number 9, could not be selected. The Andhra Pradesh Public Service Commission also, as also the state, fell in error in applying the horizontal reservation such a manner, and thus deprived the applicant the selection 4 years within 9 out of 10. Though the facts are different, the principle is the same. WP 3306, we have filed a copy of the judgment. The learned single judgment on the same point.
3306.
3306.
Page number.
Page 331. Here there are additional complications which I don't want to mention. Though they arise in this matter also, I do not want to go into that. According to this judgment, once the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act has come into force, since the units of appointment will not have disturbed, all rosters would have been started afresh. You cannot follow the old question. The index that I have read out, there is a column that says, what was the last roster point to the earlier report? Now, what is the roster point to be started? After the Reorganization Act, you can't start from the other roster point because unit of appointments have changed. That's what I'm not pressing that like this.
Understand.
But the argument of the government, page 335.
Page.
Page 335, paragraph 7, last 5 lines. This is the contention of the government. Last 5 lines. Implementation of reservation for women in public services. It is imperative to fix roster points for women in the existing 100-point roster cycle. In terms of General Rule 22 of the Andhra Pradesh State and Subordinate Service Rules, and requested to dismiss the writ petition. That was their contention. Kindly see what the court has said. Page 342, paragraph 19. Paragraph 19. Undisputedly, notification so was issued by the second respondent notifying 9 posts of Assistant Conservator of Forest, the AP Forest Service. Out of the 9 posts, 5 posts were earmarked to women. OC women so and so. In view of the same, the applicants belong to OC General as well as BCT, BCT, and SC categories were eliminated and deprived of their right even to make applications pursuant to notification so and so, which is against the principle laid down by the Honorable Apex Court in Rakesh Kumar Daria vs. Rajasthan Public Service Commission and others. Finally, court said, page 345. Also took consideration of the earlier judgment that I have referred to your lordships. 23 is the conclusion. The other contention of the learned is coming to object that border points and special reservations should be continued. In respect of women should be continued from the earlier notification that is so and so. Its 15 vacancies were notified as first selected. As per Rule 22 and Rule 22A of the Andhra Pradesh State and Subordinate Service Rules 1996, the contention of the Learned Standing Council that since it is second cycle, the special reservation in respect of women should be continued is also unacceptable and liable to be rejected since there is a change of union. As such, the roster points cannot be continued as second cycle and it should start afresh. On the other hand, the special reservation under General Rule 22 of Order 1975 is only a horizontal reservation and it cannot be notified as if it is a vertical reservation in view of the ratio laid down by the Honorable Apex Court in Anil Kumar Gupta versus State of AP. Ultimately, the notification was set aside. So, though the counter is filed not objecting to these petitions, there are at least 3 notifications that they issued after this notice. In all those notifications, they have corrected themselves. The number of posts, the vertical reservation categories are mentioned, but there are no posts mentioned or indicated for horizontal reservations. 14/7/2025, they have issued a notification. AP Forest Subordinate Service. Here they don't notify in the horizontal reservations. They simply give the number of posts, that's all. Similarly, see the internal page 14. Internal page 14. That's all. No margin. Similarly, another notification. AP Collegiate Education Service. Here also, all the posts, internal page 11, they don't. So similarly, what I mean to say is they are correcting themselves. When it comes to this, they are adamant. Despite, in this case, government in fact has taken a different stand. Midway, the government wanted to correct itself. Firstly, when we argued at the admission stage, government wrote a letter to the APSC. They said it makes an interesting reading.
Is it part of record of any?
They refer to the petitions. And it's the second paragraph. The Honorable High Court in its order dated so has granted the government a period of 10 days to file counter-affidavit in the matter. Upon careful examination of the issues raised in the petition, the government is of the view that the comprehensive examination of the issues raised in the petition is necessary to ensure fairness and clarity for all aspects. Conducting the examination prior to the submission of the counter-affidavit may not be in the best interest of the candidate, as it is essential to address the concerns raised before the Honorable. In light of the above, it is requested that the examinations for Group 2 services may be rescheduled. Very rare occasion when the government suddenly writes to the APSC to order the examination. It doesn't really happen. and the requisition number is mentioned. In spite of that, they don't care for this letter. They proceed with the examinations. But on the whole, Malak, not only against Savarwal judgment, this notification period is only illegal. You have to go.
Only add, not earlier articles. What I would like to say is insist upon what that they sort education about and the points, sort of points about there, adopting in a cycle, one cycle after the other. Not even according to their own counter, it's only solely based on vacancies. It's not illegal. Even without the projects are gone to this experiment, even the respondents are also relying on the same. It says you adopt any cycle, 100, 125, whatever. The reservation criteria should be post-based, not vacancies. You cannot implement this roster system based on vacancies. The reason is this, suppose there are 100 posts in a card. 100 posts are filled up. And there's no need to implement the reservation policy again. Or suppose 2 posts now the vacancy will arise because of it may arise because of maybe of retirement or some officer. Or suppose if says the roster point system in this EO 77 point roster system. Or suppose the OC percentage. As the PC1, PCA dice and a scheduled drive percentage. What they are doing, there are 2 vacancies. According to Savarwal, once the poster is fixed and appointments are done as per the cadre, the next advertisement should be only the vacancy. That means if these 2 vacancies arise, DCA and ST, they have to advertise only the vacancy. What they are doing, they are starting the cycle again. And they are advertising from point 1 they are starting. OC, it starts with OC. Then scheduled tasks. So technically what is happening, these 2 vacancies, which should have been equal connected to DCA and scheduled type, are going to some other category. OC plus SC. Likewise, they admit in the counter that they are not giving the roster based on vacancy, but post, but on vacancy. There are 2 different counters. There are 2 different projects. See the 2 different counters. One is the APSC, and the other by the government. APSC says we are only a recruiting agency. We are only following the indent given by the concerned officer. We have no business to say what is there, what is there, the reservations. When it comes to the counter, in this case, what is this case? WP 4633 of 2024. internal page of the post. Notification. This is not filed by Assistant Secretary, Nodal Officer, Legal in the Office of AP Public Service Commission. Internal page, top from top above, the third line. There is neither increase in cadre strength of any department.
Which paragraph?
Continues internal page and reading internal page 4 because the copy is and separate no page. Internal page is 4. There is neither increase in the cadre strength of any department, nor is the recruitment process in respect of new posts either created or organized. All these are vacancies that were caused in different departments of the state in one way or the other. This is the stand taken by the recruiting agency saying that these are vacancies. What are advertised are vacancies. And there is no change in cadre strength. And if Lordship sees what the government says, please have a look at count filed in 4633 by the government. Same because they have filed an adoption memo saying that counter in this case will be adopted in all others. In my case, they filed a memo. Internal page 8, there are 11. Very last pair, there are 11 last. The reservation provided in a unit out of 100 vacancies, this is responsible the Secretary to Government, General Administration Department.
Yes.
The reservation provided in a unit of 100 vacancies and not based on posts. That admission itself is sufficient to watch this notification. As posts vary from department to department. For instance, Andhra Pradesh Secretariat number of assistants posts are 6. There is an allocation of 100 vacancies in a unit. The percentage of reservation fixed by them I have no quarrel. It's the prerogative of the state. Neither the state is obligated to provide reservation. Purely a prerogative, but the manner in which they are implementing the reservation they themselves in both counters processes counter in 6148 of 2025 also.
All right. We'll go by this. Same thing.
Same.
That's okay. That's okay.
Same it will. in addition to what this plot, apart from this female reservation or the special reservation success A, but out of these specially abled also 1% should go to only persons with benchmark visibility.
Okay.
In case if we take the count of advertising recruiting agency into consideration and say only vacancies are advertised, that would be the feeling itself, my annual submission would be an acceptance. The reason is this: for them to advertise vacancy, they should here is we are in a residuary state. Here, nobody knows how many posts are there prior to bifurcation and post bifurcation. They have not adopted any calculation method to know what is the quota strength, and in that how many posts were filled up based on reservation to social groups. Then comes the horizontal how many, what is the strength of the woman in that. Actually, they have nothing is done. Nothing is done. What is there, what point in the previous notification was not, they are continuously adopting the roster based on. And if in case we take into consideration their contention that only vacancies are advertised, that would also be a false statement, because if Lords have seen this point system, 77 DO, for the first time, economically weaker sections, reservation was employed in 2023. They are not there prior to that. And if please have a look at 163 page, it starts point system. For example, 73 point is economically weaker section. You are saying you are advertising only vacancies. First of all, there is no recruitment for this economically weaker section, in any of the prior the notifications. From where did you get this point?
Right.
Pure common sense. From where did you? Unless you calculate what is your cadre strength, who were appointed under the social reservations, what is their percentage, you cannot advertise any notification adopting this point system one cycle after the other, because on affidavit they said there is no change in cadre strength. Unless these calculations are arrived and the reservation is fixed in terms of this service rules, they cannot advertise any posts. They cannot apply reservation based on vacancies. And two different counters, by two, one by the government. Government says, we are not advertising, we are not adopting the post-based reservation. APSC says it is a vacancy. I would rather say, APSC was filed, in my case, in the counter affidavit, APSC does not deny anything except saying that, in my writ petition number 6148 of 2025, APSC files a counter saying we are only recruiting agency, we have no business to interfere with reservation policy. The invalid is given by the concerned department. We have only advertised. Therefore, the In this case, if so that is their case, they need not be even heard during submission. Only the state. And the rest of the arguments, I have the land senior counsel and current Srinivas. All this yellow means it exemplary carbon.
All the legal arguments advanced are one at the same time, but only the aspects.
100 what double 1? 25.